So I did one of these videos a little while back, and I was going to try to do a series of just short videos that I filmed myself to educate Floridians on different legal topics in the state. And I don't have a tie on today. I didn't do it out of disrespect. We just didn't have court today. It was a holiday. But it did give me some time to focus on an issue that I think is important, that I wanted to talk about. My name is Leland Garvin. I am a personal injury and criminal defense attorney in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I've been handling a lot of auto accidents lately, and I wanted to talk about some issues that arise in these cases that can have devastating results for the people I'm helping. I get calls almost daily from someone who's been injured in an auto accident, either as a passenger, a driver, a pedestrian, or someone who was on, say, even a motorcycle who was hit by a car. And the most important thing initially is medical treatment. These individuals are hurt badly, and the first attention needs to be on all medical care, making this person better or putting them back to the condition as best as possible they were prior to the accident. After appropriate medical care has been sought, or at least has been started, we need to look at insurance. And insurance can play a role in the medical treatment because, as many of you may know, without insurance available, you might not even be able to get the medical treatment you need. When we start talking to the insurance companies, we want to find out what type of coverages are available for our clients. It's not enough that a client tells us, hey, we have full coverage, or hey, I've got State Farm or Allstate, don't worry about it. Because even some of the bigger insurance companies provide policies that are inadequate. According to Florida law, the minimum coverage that all of us must have if we have a license and we're driving a vehicle in the state is PIP, PIP, or Personal Injury Protection Insurance. Florida law mandates that every driver must have $10,000 worth of coverage in this department. Under PIP, you must have $10,000 worth of benefits, which will pay 80% of any medical bills, 60% of lost wages, and $5,000 worth of funeral benefits if you were to actually be killed in an accident. If you've ever been in an ambulance or to a hospital or received any medical care in Florida or anywhere in the nation, you have realized that $10,000 doesn't go very far. I had a case the other day. I was looking at bills and I saw that the hospital had charged $3 for a cotton ball. You can see at that rate that the PIP, or the $10,000 available, is eaten away incredibly quickly. The next area of coverage that we can talk about is liability coverage. This is generally where someone says, hey, I've got $10,000 worth of coverage, or I've got $100,000 worth of coverage. Liability coverage, sometimes known as bodily injury coverage, is insurance that the policyholder will purchase in the event that they injure someone else. This doesn't protect you. So if you've got $100,000 worth of liability insurance, this will protect someone else in the event that you hit them with your car. This is very important in coverage, and becomes especially important if you, the policyholder, have assets that are collectible. In Florida, as you may know, a homestead or a house is protected and is judgment proof generally. So if you've got a business, if you've got rental properties, if you've got investment properties, if you've got some other assets that are collectible, then you want to have liability or bodily injury coverage up to those amounts. So if you've got $1 million worth of collectible assets, and you better have $1 million worth of coverage. So if somebody is struck, you are protected. If you don't have collectible assets, then that amount of insurance is really, it's kind of the policyholder to purchase in the event that they hurt somebody, but it doesn't do much for the policyholder, the person who's taken the time to pay the money and worked hard to pay the premiums that the insurance provides. The insurance that you can purchase to protect you, which is what I'm trying to stress in this video, is uninsured motorist coverage. Uninsured motorist coverage will come into play if you're struck by a vehicle and that vehicle has either inadequate insurance, no insurance at all, or you're involved in a hit and run scenario. I had a guy the other day who was hit by a car and the car sped off. Who knows if they had a license, if they had insurance at all. If he had purchased uninsured motorist coverage, that would have covered him in the event that that car could not be identified. The law says, or really the policyholders, the insurance companies, won't write uninsured motorist coverage unless you have the same amount of liability coverage purchased. So if you want to get $100,000 worth of uninsured motorist coverage, then you have to have $100,000 worth of liability or bodily injury coverage. The law has gone even further to say that insurance companies in Florida, if they don't have in their possession, the insurance company's possession, a signed rejection letter from the policyholder rejecting uninsured motorist coverage, then it's presumed that the person does have that amount. But when I'm doing insurance requests on a daily basis, I get policies back where the person has rejected the coverage. You want to read that part of the policy strongly, and I would urge you not to reject that coverage. Under the PIP part of the money, the $10,000, that's gone very quickly. I've seen chiropractors' bills exceed $10,000, maybe even double that. Just going to the chiropractor. If you're actually in the hospital room, in the emergency room, visiting with an orthopedic surgeon or neurologist, that's inadequate. As to the you don't want to reject that policy. There's other insurance policies out there, insurance coverage available. You've got collision insurance, which will protect your vehicle in the event that your car is hit or damaged. It'll pay for the car to get fixed. It's important, especially if your car's a lease. The dealer or the bank may even require that you have this insurance so that if the car is damaged, you're able to, or the bank is protected against the damage. There's medical payments, or sometimes med pay. You can purchase additional PIP or med pay, and that covers it, basically provides for your medical bills in the event that you're injured. It's not going to pay for lost wages, and it's not going to pay for any services that aren't medically necessary or deemed medically necessary by the auto insurance company. And this is a insurance agency that's going to determine whether or not the surgery that you say you need is included in their policy. That would be important coverage to purchase if you don't have health insurance. If you have health insurance, you may be protected in that area. If not, you may want to consider purchasing insurance that provides for medical payments. That insurance is going to kick in regardless of fault. So even even if you were to hit a tree or hit a wall, your med pay is going to pay for your medical bills. Whereas only comes into play if somebody else is responsible for your damages. I was helping someone purchase insurance the other day, and we were playing with it in terms of playing with coverages to determine what type of policy they can afford that's going to maximize the benefits available to them in case something does go wrong. And I would encourage you to spend some time looking for appropriate coverage that you can afford, because at the end of the day, having great insurance would be wonderful, but if you can't afford the premium, it's not going to do you much good. So you want to get something that you can afford. You want to get something that provides adequate coverage in case the unthinkable happens. My office is here in Fort Lauderdale. I'm more than happy to talk with someone if they're looking to purchase insurance. We can go over what they were considering buying, or if they have been injured. That's my business. I don't charge. I'm not going to charge you to sit and have a conversation. We can talk about the case. I can give you some advice. You can also shoot me an email if you'd like. My email address is lgarvin@garvinlegal.com. I'd encourage you to check out the website, which is www.garvinlegal.com. On the website there's a section for auto accidents, and there's some important stuff that we've put on there talking about what to do if you have been in an auto accident. And there is a little blurb there about insurance and coverages you might want to consider. If you have recently been injured, there's some stuff that you need to do to preserve your rights right away, and we put some of that there on the website. We also have an office in Fort Myers, and we do handle claims around the state. The Fort Myers number is 239-277-0005, and there's an 800 number, which is 888-524-2426. Again, my name is Leland Garvin. I'm here if you have any questions. If you enjoyed the video or got some benefit from it, just favorite it, possibly subscribe to the channel. I'm going to have more videos coming out. You can give it a high rating. I would appreciate it. Thank you very much for your time, and be safe out there.